You've got the Big Bend, the Columbia River, where it starts in Donald Golden area. It goes all the way up, and then it takes a big bend turn, and then it comes down all the way into Revelstoke, and then down through Revelstoke through the Columbia Canyon into Galena Bay, the Arrow Lakes, and then it continues down through the Arrow Lakes all the way to Castlegar. Alrighty guys, so it's the Big Bend time, number 3, part 3, let's do it, right? So this is where it starts. Apparently the BC government can't be bothered to join it up with the Trans-Canada there because it's a highway to nowhere, right? It's not really going anywhere, it goes to the bush. It can go anywhere. That's why they don't care about it. But yeah, Trans-Canada Highway. So here we are, Big Bend. The start or the end. Guess it depends if you live in Revelstoke or Golden. But anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna head down that road there. This road here. This is the Big Bend. It's paved for a little bit, and then you hit the Bush Forest Service Road, and then it's Big Bend time, guys. So it's gonna be another cool one on the Big Bend. This is the beginning of the Big Bend, guys. Highway 23. Big Bend Highway from Golden to Revelstoke. We're gonna finish the Big Bend here, guys. Round 3, Big Bend Highway. Golden to Revelstoke, right? So that Rogers Pass that we just took, that takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours, whereas Big Bend would take 6. So it gives you an idea, right, of how intense it was. So we're coming up to the old town of Donald, old railway town. It's not a ghost town, but it's on its way. It's definitely on its way. We're gonna go right to the very end of the Big Bend Highway, which is here, and then we're gonna drive up to where it stops. See? Big Bend Highway. Okay. And then if you look, see? No access to Trans-Canada Highway. It's the Big Bend and the Trans-Canada, well, it was the Trans-Canada Highway, but so this is the Big Bend, guys. This is the paved section of the Big Bend. So it's going to end here fairly soon, but this would take you to Golden. So you up at Micah Creek Dam there, boat encampment, and you continue on down. Basically, this is the Big Bend. This is the last remaining paved section that's not like past the BC Hydro installation. The thing you got to understand about the Big Bend too, guys, which makes the Big Bend much more difficult to kind of document and explain and show you guys, is that we're going right to the top of the Big Bend. And when I say Big Bend, I mean literally it's a big arc that goes around. You're going around an entire mountain range. You transfer from the Selkirks to the Monashees through the Big Bend. So back in the day, and I'm talking like, you know, your grandma, your grandpa, like, and even you old timers, like guys in your 60s, you probably wouldn't have been around. You might have done it as a child, like, you know, 2-3 years old, but the majority of us have never driven this road, never will. Before they built the highway, the only access was the Southern Highway, which is the Crow's Nest Pass. Then you had to go up through Kamloops and stuff, and the whole Princeton Highway didn't exist yet, and it was a whole thing, and that was the only way to get across Canada other than the railway. And before that, if you wanted to go from Golden to Revelstoke, people in Golden would load their cars onto the CPR trains, and the train would take you on the train track through the mountain pass because there was no road and it was impassable, and it was just bush trails that the HBC, Hudson's Bay Company, had made back in like the early 1800s, like 1811 kind of a thing. But they were completely gone at that point, overgrown, and nature had reclaimed it. So the only way was to basically, you had to put your car on a train, like CPR train, from Golden to Revelstoke, unload in Revelstoke, and then you could come to Vancouver. So they built the Big Bend. And the Big Bend was a steep, narrow, windy, prone to washouts. So the thing you got to understand about this highway was narrow, it was windy, it was steep. It added 5 hours. So it took you 6 hours to get from Golden to Revelstoke on the Big Bend. There was constant washouts, there was avalanche and rockfall and mudslides. Driving old 50s cars up the switchbacks on the old Big Bend Highway. The people that took the highway back in the day said they never forgot it. They're like, there's nothing like it in the world. So you had to drive a manual stick shift around tight switchbacks, narrow roads, people are passing each other. The real Big Bend was not like this. So it truly is a lost highway. Like a lot of the bush trails that the old HBC guys and prospectors went on. Nature reclaims it. So look at this road, guys. The bush road to nowhere. If you are wanting to come up here, this is not a bad drive at all, guys. Lots of old mine shafts and stuff around here. Like, there's many years spent prospecting in the Big Bend. And then the Chinese spent a very good amount of time up here, probably 20 years mining. The rest that the English, Canadians, and Americans didn't get. The road is busy enough that it actually necessitates. Water truck. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, this place would be fucking dusty. I could use a good dust. Oh, Marl Creek, yeah. Marl Creek, that was, yeah. Marl Creek, yeah, there's tons. It's just recreation mainly here. Really. Alrighty, guys, Bush Arm here. End of the Big Bend. So the Big Bend would continue on down this way. It would go all the way up to the top of the Big Bend boat encampment. And then there would have been a ferry crossing, because it starts on the other side at Revelstoke, right? Like, so that side, you're going up the Big Bend on the Revelstoke side. You come round past the dam, boat encampment, and then take the ferry over to this side of the range, right? And then come down. Another thing to note is we're right near the Continental Divide. Also, we're an hour ahead here. Time has changed. Time's different here, so we're an hour ahead, right? Changed time zones. We're not Pacific time anymore. And the Columbia ice fields, guys, just about over that mountain range there. On the other side would be the Ice Fields Parkway, Banff, Jasper, Saskatchewan River Crossing, which plays into our whole David Thompson show. Really, it's busy here though. Boat launch, campers, logging, all kinds of good stuff going on. So this is Bush Arm, guys. This is the end. This is the end of the road. That road down there is just a logging road. It doesn't really, it's not part of the Big Bend. This would have all not been flooded back in the day. This all, because this is King Basket, right? And King Basket is from the flooding of the Mica Creek Dam. But basically, King Basket Lake, the other side here, the Golden side, the Big Bend Highway. Pretty much it, guys. There's not much here in the way of ore. There's no dams. We've completed the Big Bend, basically. So we're going to drive down, drive through the rainforest, the world's only inland rainforest, glaciers, and just Rockies on one side, Selkirk's on the other. It's gorgeous. Definitely make the trip out here. The road's in really good shape. People storing their boats here. There's washrooms. It's amazing. Bush Arm recreation site. There's Esplanade recreation site, Help Lake. There's a whole bunch, guys. It's basically, this has become an area to go camping and hang out and just enjoy nature. And then the guys log here. I wish we could finish it. I wish we could go up to the abandoned ferry crossing and on the other side of boat encampment there and show you guys. But thing is, with the dam being built, a lot of it's gone. Like this whole landscape has been changed. This little bay here, all of it came from the dam, because initially the road would have just cut straight up here this way. You want to go over that side, you go all the way down through a valley and then all the way around, and it's a whole thing, right? Because the lake's in the way. This right here is the Big Bend. This bend, Columbia River comes up, it comes up, and then it takes the Big Bend down, right? That's why it's called the Big Bend. The Big Bend Gold Rush. The Big Bend Highway. This is the very top of the Big Bend. And it was used by fur traders for 30, 40 years after, and then prospectors after that. Gold prospectors, trappers, like all things in life. It kind of had its day, and then it's time to move on, and people moved on, and times changed. But the Mica Creek Dam was a big deal, because that kind of revitalized the area, paved the road, provided a reason for this area to really get used, guys. Because you got to realize, if people are living in a region, it usually means there's something there, be it coal or wood or gold or some kind of resource or some reason. Otherwise, why would you exist in a barren wasteland place? Yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me on this one. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get notified so you don't miss any of the videos. And Sasquatch Prospector out.